Down Wrestling. I'm your host, Tommy Lynch, and we are all over the country right now, just bringing this to you, just trying to bring it to you. Half hour late. Apologize for that. Some technical difficulties. Again, all over the place. We're reporting live from Fargo, North Dakota, Las Vegas, which now I'm actually in Bullhead City, Arizona. You can see the palm trees behind me. It's 100 degrees plus out here, and I am sweating. I'm going to hold it out as much as I can, and then I am moving it inside. But tonight we got a great show. Again, Fargo, North Carolina, happening with the the very prestigious, the one and the only, um, the USA National Championship. It's actually the 2021 U.S. Marine Corps 16U and Junior Nationals, the toughest tournament in the world as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely incredible tournament, and we got some guys down there tearing it up, making it their own. When I was coming through, it wasn't held in Fargo; it was held in Warrensburg, Missouri. Same tournament going on for 50 years, and been going 20 years there at Fargo, and they do a great job there. And a bunch of coaches there tonight that are going to come on board with us. We got Serge Boysu, we got Sean Gibbon, Sice Murray, Matt Melendez, and Pete Farnsworth are going to be joining us. I'm sure I pronounced the last name. Is doing it national competition and really kind of owning it in Rhode Island, putting their footprint in one of the toughest tournaments in the world. Again, this is Tap Down Wrestling. I'm Coach Tommy Lynch, and we are uh, for coaches, we got Matt and we got Coach with us. So bring those coaches up. And hold on, stand by. Technical difficulties. Again, we're from all over right now, trying to make it happen. And believe it or not, I'm in Bullhead City, Arizona, and it's sprinkling. It actually hasn't rained in Bullhead City, Arizona, in 8 months or so. So we got rain behind us, which is cooling me off a little bit, but I still have to move inside probably at some point because it's 100 degrees here and hot. Can you tell by my tan, Serge, tanned up right now, and that being in Vegas and now in Bullhead City, Arizona, it is higher, but not as hot as it is in Fargo, North Dakota. Tell me about what's going on over there a little if you can, and that whole journey. It's amazing.
Hey, it's been great over there. These kids from Rhode Island have really stepped it up, and I am blessed to have a bunch of great coaches around me helping me. I'm actually helping them. I'm not even the official coach. Sean Giblin is the actual head coach for the national team, and Matt is also the assistant coach. So I'm here with the Mayo Quanchi kids and helping out all the Rhode Island wrestling kids as much as I possibly can. Our kids have really stepped up to the plate. I mean, probably outside of Gabriel, the standout would be Hayden Myers, who won 4 matches today. We've won a bunch of matches today, but Hayden had a real tough weight class, and I can't say enough about that kid and his toughness. Peyton Ellis showed what he's got. This is only his first ever freestyle wrestling tournament. He's never been to freestyle. All these guys are really new to freestyle wrestling. For them to come here and win matches, regardless, they've really impressed me with not just their ability to come here and stay positive, but take their losses and being able to come back and win matches after that, it was amazing to see. And our Rhode Island kids right now are knowing that they can compete on this level. Hopefully we can get more kids. We got a young coaching staff. We got guys that are going to be around for years. I'm not going to be around forever, obviously. I can't say enough about this squad of guys that we have helping out that are just going to help propel these kids where they need to go. I can't hear anything. Tommy, nobody can hear you. I think you're on mute, Tommy.
Okay, how about that?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, great. Talking about Sean Giblin, known for a while, alma mater of the team that I coach right now, Cranston West, 4-time state champion. Now you're saying head coach of this Rhode Island national team. Sean, welcome to the show, and first time I'm having you on here. It's a pleasure. I talk about you all the time in the practice room. You're a legend at Cranston West, and what's going on in your thought process and as prepared and seeing through and winning some matches there?
Overall, I'm very pleased with the kids. Like Sensei Serge has been saying, the ability to still think positive, even come to this high-level tournament, never wrestling freestyle. They're coming with the warrior mentality that we've been preaching, and they're figuring out as we go. It's just crazy to see how they're able to have that mid-match adjustment to figure it out and to get some wins out here.
Yeah, I was following along on Flow, so Rhode Island, and we'll follow along. Um, Barely technically way to the quarterfinal, and was just tearing it up. I know Hayden Myers was tearing it up. How many guys did you have out there actually wrestling?
We had about 12 boys and 1 female.
No, 2 females.
2 females. Yeah, 2 females.
CC and Logan hasn't wrestled yet.
That's from Mayo Quanch.
Yeah.
Oh,
We also have.
Why is that? Why isn't he wrestled? Say
that again.
he didn't hear you, Tom.
Why hasn't he wrestled yet? Is he in Greco?
Logan Farnsworth.
So why hasn't?
Her division.
Why hasn't he wrestled yet?
No, double.
Yeah, her division doesn't start till tomorrow. The tournament's so big.
Oh, sure. Okay, so the women start tomorrow. So freestyle. Is there Greco in this as well?
Yes.
Greco starts.
Do we have anybody Greco?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have.
Great.
I think
So
almost
you're
everybody
wrestling-
signed up a Greco also, right?
Yeah. Well, why not? Greco is great. Greco actually was my favorite of all because it was all throws. You didn't have to worry about the legs of the thrower. So really good stuff. And you said the women division starts tomorrow?
Yeah, the juniors start tomorrow.
Nice. Okay, so you guys are there, and also Beat the Streets is there as well.
Yeah, we have 5 out here.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, we have Amano Tavares,
To beat.
Nick Torres,
Okay.
Del Perez.
Okay. Do we have any of the wrestlers? Like I heard there might be a group of wrestlers that are going to hang out in one room and come on to this chat. I just want to know. I don't want you to pull them up right
They're
now if you have
supposed
them,
to
but
be. I sent
just let
them
me know because
the
right now.
link. They're supposed to be getting on. I can check on
Okay.
that.
They were practicing, getting ready for Greco. Some kids had to lose some weight, but our block practice session
Yeah.
ends, and they should be almost done now. Actually,
Yeah,
Okay. So
coming
they'll
on
be
in a
joining
minute.
us for the viewers that are out there. We're going to have some of the
Yeah.
wrestlers joining us that
Yeah.
were competing and that are going to be competing also in the Greco end of it as well. So we're going to be in a few minutes, but who's coaching Beat the Streets, the five? Zach.
It's been a combined effort of coaching. It's not really specifically like myself coaching or Sean coaching. It's been a big team effort, and that's a part of the process of growing this Rhode Island wrestling. We have the Tonagansett boys, we have our Beat the Street wrestlers, we also have the Quantum boys. So it's really sharing our knowledge and sharing our experience coaching, spreading our knowledge and our wealth.
Okay. And Pontiganset, I know that they float around a little bit to different clubs. So who did the Pontiganset boys go under as competing in this tournament?
They all
Team Rhode Island. Everybody wrestles for
Rhode
Team
Island.
Rhode Island. Even the kids that are Mailquanchi kids. We're all representing one state. That's the beauty of this tournament, is that at the end of the day, all these clubs and all these schools are banging heads with one another. But when you come to this tournament, you are Team Rhode Island.
Serge, we talked about this before. That's the way it should be. If you're from Rhode Island, no matter, talked about this many. If you're going out there nationally, everybody should be one umbrella of one team state. And I'm glad that you guys were able to kind of pull that together and get them. So, would you be scoring points? Would that group be scoring points for Team Rhode Island?
Team Rhode Island.
As
only
far
one
as
team here. It's Team Rhode Island.
Team Rhode Island.
Yeah,
Good.
no, the Mailquanchi is
Great.
not bringing up points here.
Great.
Neither is Beat the Street. Nobody is. It's just Team Rhode Island. We've got a lot of good things happening
That's
in Rhode
spectacular.
Island.
Like I said, I mean, that's something that we talked about and wanted to have happen. So as far as the pointing system goes, because I know that some weight classes had a lot of kids. For example, Gabe is bracket at 128 and is that right?
I didn't hear what you said.
I said Gabriel's bracket had a 128 man bracket. Is that right?
Yeah, Gabriel had a 128 man bracket.
So there's some huge brackets out there. What was the biggest bracket?
I saw a 256 man bracket today.
256.
That's a big bracket. What did
256 man
Maurice?
bracket. Well, wait.
Maurice had a 256 man bracket, 138 junior. 138 junior? Yeah, 138 junior
Maurice.
freestyle. Yeah, he won 3 matches too. He actually came on really strong at the beginning of the tournament. I was real proud of him. What happens with these kids is this is their first attempt at this tournament, and there's a lot of show happening. There's a lot of people happening. The deeper you go in the tournament, the harder it starts getting. And they get kind of caught up in the moment, being their first year coming here and their first year doing freestyle. We're hoping to change some things this year. We got this big monster right here who's a hell of a coach, going to help Rhode Island wrestling out. He's a hidden gem. You really have a lot of opportunities right now in Rhode Island wrestling that the kids just haven't had in the past. And people are starting to work together. Look, you have Brown Wrestling. you have Iron Faith, you have Beat the Streets, you have Mayo Quanchi, you have a lot of different opportunities that kids can capitalize on. We're going to keep pushing wrestling. We're going to keep promoting wrestling. We're going to keep promoting our clubs. We're going to try to do the right thing by the state. And our kids can compete on the national level with anyone. All we have to do is get on the road, get to be one team, and do what we need to do. And it's no different than like a Long Island. Look at Long Island's results nationwide. They do a great job. There's no reason why our kids cannot compete. The difference is what's happened in the past is our Rhode Island kids tend to stay in New England. We have a lot of old school negative guys that tend to hold everyone back. Rhode Island is not the center of the universe. But it doesn't mean that we can't compete with the universe. I'll tell you that right now. It's very possible. Our kids are just as good as any other kids. The only thing is we're not exposing them the way we need to, and we're not working together the way we need to. But we're going to make that happen. And we've got a lot of young guys that are just itching to start doing things. Like they're in it for the love of the sport too. These kids, I call them kids. Matt, Giblin, Silas. It's showing my age, but these kids can propel Rhode Island wrestling forward in a way that hasn't been propelled before. And I 100% want to facilitate that. I want to show Rhode Island wrestling that they can compete. And we really can. There's no reason why we don't have 20 Hayden Myers and Gabriel Buisus and Peyton Ellis on this team. If we start getting out there and people stop thinking small and being territorial, it'll happen. It's going to happen. Just through force of will. That I promise.
You just got to take the time. You got to have that will. First off, a lot of wrestlers want to be at that level, but bottom line, like you said, is you got to work in. I'm a multi-sport promoter, but at some point, me, I chose wrestling and I wrestled year round. So I'm also, a big fan of that. But it's kind of hard for a lot of these guys to go year round. And I've seen guys that just wrestle during the wrestling season and they do well and they can win state championships, but to compete on the national level, I would say that you have to wrestle year round, and it's not a thing, especially when you got this type of support system and the different clubs that we're offering to Rhode Island wrestlers. So I thought don't blame anybody else but yourself. Okay, it's not the ref. It's not you got to go off day. Put the work in, and you'll get results.
Hey, I want to touch on what I was saying, Tommy. I want to touch on what I was saying about our ability, and I'm going to ask Matt to talk for a minute. He's the assistant wrestling coach at Brown University. Obviously, he's a Division I wrestling coach, and I'm hoping that Tommy can, Tommy, that Matt can, talk to you guys a little bit about what he thinks of our Rhode Island team and our ability to be competing on this level and what he thinks of this team. Tommy.
Okay, sounds great. All right, Matt, which is what I was moving to just before you started speaking. I haven't heard from Coach Matt yet. And if you could just your last name, because is it Milners?
Yeah, Milners. Yeah, it's Milners.
Yeah.
Give, just put your microphone on mute.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Oh. So, the guys did really good. And one thing that's great about Rhode Island that is fun about this tournament is we're overlooked a lot. We have a lot more talent than people think out here. And that's one thing at coaching out here that's fun. I run into a lot of friends, guys that I coach against, and they're like, man, who's this kid? Who's that kid? And the biggest thing I think our kids need to learn is to believe in themselves a little bit more. If we had a little more belief, we would have won a couple more matches. But Rhode Island's growing in wrestling, and they're getting better. And there's a lot of good options in Rhode Island to train and get better. From the club scene to high schools, even colleges, there's 4 universities, I think, in the state that have wrestling where kids can go get better. And my favorite part that I tell everyone that we have as an advantage is the small size of our state. The kids can travel anywhere in Rhode Island in about a half hour. Where I grew up, sometimes I had to drive 30, 40 miles one way to go to practice. Here we have accessibility that no other state has. So that's one thing that's exciting, is if we can come together for this Fargo team every summer, we're going to start putting out more All-Americans pretty quick.
Hold on 1 second. I froze up a second. Yeah, no, that's absolutely 100% true. You do great work. I personally, Brown University, it's a great program. Now, I know you had the Brown Bear. Is that still in effect? Is that club still in effect?
Right now, I don't think it is. We're not allowed in the room yet, but I'm pretty sure once we're allowed it back in the room this fall, I think it's going to start back.
Right. I know that it was shut down due to the pandemic and all that, and I hadn't heard that you guys started up again. So thank you for clarifying that. But also a great club. Heard great things about Brown. Obviously a great school, a great program as well. So just keep doing what you're doing over there, because it's working. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about what's going on in North Dakota with Fargo, and we're going to see a couple of highlights, a couple of matches, and we'll be right back. This is Snapdown Wrestling with Tommy Lynch, powered by Fans Only Sports Network, and we'll be right back. Hang in there. Over the country, several different streams, several different Wi-Fi connections, but we are making it happen, and we are bringing it to you as best we can from all across the country. Now, coming back from commercial, everybody's reconnecting. Can everybody hear me?
I hear you.
Excellent. Okay. So just listen, being out there, I mean, this is a tournament that spans from the 17th through is that right?
The 17th? No, yeah, the 17th to the 23rd, yes.
Yeah.
This tournament is a marathon.
That is.
It is like a grind.
Yeah. It's
It was last night.
It's a lot of
8
wrestling
a.m. to 9 p.m. We started wrestling at 8 a.m. yesterday. We got done at 9 p.m. So everyone's exhausted.
I mean, you could wrestle. What's the most matches you can wrestle in a day? I mean, is there a cap, or is it like if you 8, you wrestle 8? If you
Not
wrestle
here.
10, wrestle 10? How does that?
For interscholastic
Yeah.
leagues tournaments, it's 5 in a day. For USA Wrestling tournaments, there is no cap.
Okay.
So anything you're going to do with
So there's no cap. So what is the most? Hold on again. We just refreshed. So go ahead, continue. Anything you do with NHSCA?
Can you hear me?
I think. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so anything to do with NHSCA or anything that's interscholastic on the high school level and lower, you can only wrestle 5 matches in a day. Once you go outside of those parameters and you go into a USA Wrestling or a world level wrestling, there is no limit.
Right. So you could essentially wrestle 8 to 10 matches in one day.
Yeah, they don't care. It's your opinion. It's your option whether you want to do it or not. It's all on you.
Okay.
In wrestling, I've never seen anybody wrestle 10 matches in a day, but in judo, I've seen people fight 10 matches in a day and 15 matches in a day.
Gotcha. What's the most you've seen
I've seen
in wrestling then?
I've seen like 7 or 8 matches in a day. And some kids have wrestled in 2 divisions, so actually I've seen more than that.
Wow. Okay. But a lot of wrestling, you got to just put it out there. It's a marathon week, if you will, out there. And just a lot of heart, a lot of drive from the wrestlers, which is to be there. It's be crazy over there right now. Over 3,000 plus wrestlers, I would imagine. Rhode Island is making their stamp. Now, as far as top wrestlers, who was able to break top 8? Because for those of you who don't know, 8 would be All-American. Who do we got and breaking through the All-American in the toughest tournament in the world?
I think obviously Gabriel already broke through, but I think Logan Farnsworth will break through. And I believe that we will have 1 or 2 more All-Americans in the Greco. I think you're going to have Gabriel, that's going to be really tough to beat. Hayden, I think Adolfo is going to do really well in Greco. I think Peyton Ellis, never count that kid out. He's tough as nails. There's a lot of kids here that if they have their day can definitely place at this tournament, especially for the Greco, because they got the judo background, so they're going to be able to do well. Maybe the other coaches can talk about their opinion and go on a little more about it.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd like to also
Well
speak to
said.
Silas about that. Silas has some good input here on the Greco side. Silas, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think the boys they're a little curious to the sport of Greco, but what they don't understand is that they have a lot of good knowledge of going over the body, a lot of knowledge about basic control and how to control the circle. And again, going back to what Matt was saying, if the boys just believe in their ability and their abilities to compete at this level, which they already showed and proved through freestyle, picking up, 2, 3, 4 different wins in cadet and junior. I think these boys not only gonna surprise the nation, but also surprise themselves on how far they could take their abilities. It's gonna be exciting matches.
Awesome. Good to hear. Love Greco. Just because you don't have to worry about the legs, it's all throws. It's exciting. It's underrated, and like you said, Rhode Island wrestlers don't know a lot about it. We're just into it, and it's a great Olympic level wrestling sport. Speaking of, got
Yeah, you mentioned earlier about a lot of wrestlers feeling like this and not going wrestling through the full season. I think freestyle and Greco are a different style to wrestling, which creates this like level of excitement and changes the sport. And it's not necessarily it's wrestling all in the sense, but it changes the style and brings this different level of energy, which I think eliminates that level of burnout and will create a bit more interest in wrestling all year round. So if we could start moving that focus in Rhode Island, I think we could see our wrestlers jump to different levels of wrestling and their abilities.
absolutely agree 1,000% on that. And I would definitely be pushing my guys as well to enter the freestyle and, of course, the Greco realm. Now, as of right now, how many All-Americans do we have after the finish of the 16U freestyle?
One.
One. Is that Gabriel?
Yeah.
Gabriel.
Yeah, and there's a picture of you, Serge, John Gabriel.
Yeah, that was just after one of his losses. Yeah, he had just taken that loss in the quarters.
In the quarters?
Kind of. Yeah. No, actually, that was his loss to Mara. He had. That's the second time he's wrestled Mara. They're 1-1 right now. The kid Mara was a California kid that moved over to Idaho, and he's a tough kid. I think Gabriel shut down a little bit in that match. Had kind of a tough match. Oh, hold on 1 second. I have to place my order.
He won that match. He would have been going for. Oh, go ahead, by all means. I'll explain a little bit about what went down there. Had he won that match, it was a very close match. It was a 10-8 match. Gabriel was leading through most of it until the end there, and there was a couple of things that could have went his way. So that match could have went either way for some of you guys out there, wrestlers that have had rivals that are on top levels, that where one day you beat him, he beats you, you beat him twice, he beats you once, and then vice versa, and continuing that level of back and forth with wrestling, tough wrestlers, that happens a lot. But had he won that match, it would have been going for 5th and 6th. He lost that match. He ended up going for. If he would have won the next one, he would have been going for 3rd and 4th.
3rd and 4th, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would have been the line there. Because of that the Mara match. Yeah, no, he did a great job. I mean, broke All-American, top 8, and he finished off winning, wrestling for 7th and 8th. And we have that match. My showrunner, Nick LeBlanc. If we can pull up that Gabriel Boisu match for 7th and 8th, so the viewers can see that. I'm sure everyone would want to see that. That was a great match and a great way to finish the day in the tournament, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that'd be the one.
More red.
Okay, again, my apologies for any technical difficulties that are going on due to the span of the scope of what we're looking at here and how many different browsers are actually on board. Are we not able to run that fully? Okay, so that's apparently all we got is that's just that one 4-point throw. He ended up winning the match for 7th and 8th. So let's see if we can bring up Gabriel Boysu and talk about his journey to All-American status at Fargo, North Dakota, the toughest tournament at this level in the world. Hey, Gabriel.
Hey, Coach.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. How you feeling? I've been following you through the whole thing. Watched all your matches from 128 to 64 and 32 and down the line. So, I mean, talk about those first 4 matches. You teched your way through. In fact, you went 3 matches where it was 10-0, and then it was, I believe, it was the 4th match that it went 12-2, still a tech going into, the quarterfinals. So talk about that and how you're feeling. I know that was one day, and then we went into day 2. Go ahead.
I was feeling really good. When you start getting on a roll like that, you get a lot of confidence, and it really brings you through the tournament. So I have been feeling really good, and even though I took that tough loss, I was able to come back and place. And definitely, if you're on a roll like that, winning all those matches, you don't want to end up not placing. So that was a lot of the drive for me, was that I didn't want to come this far just to not place, because it definitely would suck not being able to go all the way through this tournament.
For sure. And that's what I was worried about myself also for you, was the fact like, oh, he's going. And then the loss, and then, oh, I hope he places. But you stepped right up like you do, like a champion. You stayed focused, and you was able to make the podium, man.
Yeah.
All-American, now Fargo All-American, as well as a freshman, which says huge things. Are you 15 yet? You're 15.
Yeah, I'm 15. Yep. Yeah, I'm 15.
You're 15. Yep. Okay. Some of the kids that you were wrestling were a little bit older.
Yeah.
They were like,
the kids that I lost to were 16.
Yeah. Okay.
That's obviously.
And this.
Cute.
It is though. It is. It really is, because honestly, from freshman to sophomore, junior, it's kind of a big difference. So for you to hang in there throughout and participate on that level, even though in my opinion, you're a low man on the totem pole because of the age, it's still a factor. It's like just like
Absolutely.
weight is a factor. If you're wrestling someone 20 pounds heavier, that's a factor. If you're wrestling someone who's a year older, from 14 to 16 or 15, just turned 15 to 16, it's a factor. If they're at the top of their 16, almost 17, yeah, for sure. So congratulations on staying in, doing it, making it through, and staying that level. We got to take a commercial break real quick, and when we come back, we'll continue with our conversation and more about Fargo, North Dakota, and the U.S. Marine Corps Junior National Championship. We'll be right back. This is Tommy Lynch with Snapdown Wrestling, powered by Fans Only Sports Network. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, to Snapdown Wrestling with Tommy Lynch and Bullhead City, Arizona. I am on vacation right now. As you can tell, the palm trees in the background. It is still daylight. Those of you in Rhode Island, it is actually 10:14. So, but we're still in daylight here, and talking to the coaches of Kwanji and Beat the Streets that are now in Fargo, North Dakota at the U.S. Marine Corps 16U Junior National Championships. And right now we're talking with our first All-American, Gabriel Oisu. Gabriel, welcome back. And again, congratulations on Made America.
Thank you.
Quite welcome. Hard worker, state champion in Rhode Island as a freshman. Opportunity to go 4-time state champion, which is what we're pulling for and what you're working for. But based on what's going on with you, tip of the iceberg, and no pressure. But we all see you as Division I wrestler. So you got your work cut out for you, but you're on the right path. Dad has made sure of that, as well as these other coaches. It's a tall order. How do you feel about that order that's ahead of you and that workload?
Honestly, I don't mind it. I'm happy that that's what's coming for me, because I really enjoy what I do. So I'm excited to see what the future will bring. Yeah. Right now, this is your job. And for those of you viewers that are watching, this is your job. I mean, you got a job. We have jobs as parents and coaches, and you have a job. You have a job to do well in school and make the grade and put your best foot forward and try your hardest. And as an athlete, or in this case, especially a wrestler, you have the responsibility to go out there and do your best on the mat. All right. For those of you that wrestle year round, myself included, when I was coming through, I wrestled year round. I was a great baseball player. I was great at other sports, but for me, I didn't like the politics. If I'm the best, I want to be out there wrestling. If I'm the best baseball player, I want to be out there in the field. I want to be putting my best foot forward, making an all-star team. In fact, and my decision was made when I was 13 years old, or 14 years old rather, that I was able to say, hey, you know what? I'm better than him. He should not be there. The hell with this. I'm wrestling year round. So for those of you wrestling year round, it's what it takes. But again, talking about the workload with the call order, and I'm glad to hear you say that you love what you do. You're down for the challenge. Keep up the other end, and you're looking at Division I. Your style, your attitude, your personality, your heart, your drive. You've got it all. So again, congratulations, and doing what you do, because we all love it. We all love watching it. It's very exciting. So I'm glad that you're going on the right track and looking to continue.
Hey, Tommy, Gabriel has to run off a couple of pounds tonight. So, do we have anything else we want to ask him?
No, that's why I was just wrapping him up
Awesome.
and wishing him the best of luck moving forward. And we look forward to many years of Gabriel Boysu.
Thank you very much.
All right,
You
bud.
got it, kid. Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for having
Get
me.
your stuff on and get down here into the fitness room and be ready tomorrow.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so there goes Gabe into his head, mine into his next level, and into the fitness room to make weight for the next level. So speaking of which, how many times did you guys? How many times throughout this tournament did these guys get to weigh in? Bit of a lag. I can't hear anybody. Hold on. All right. What time do things kick off tomorrow, and what is actually happening tomorrow? Okay, so right now, Serge, can you unmute yourself?
I certainly can. Yes. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
great. And Sean, also, I can hear you. I couldn't hear Sean just then. Coach Giblin. It seems like everybody got muted once Gabriel jumped off. Okay, Sean, say something. No, I still can't hear.
Can you
Coach
hear me?
Murray,
Can you hear me now?
I
you hear
can.
me? Okay.
Can you hear me?
So tomorrow's schedule, we have Logan wrestling
There we are.
at junior division, 100 pounds, and then we have the boys weighing in at 4:30.
So, okay, so there's a weigh-in at 4:30 tomorrow. Is that the last weigh-in?
Yes, it is.
For cadet and junior.
Okay, so overall, how many times do they have to weigh in?
3 times.
Okay, so for each, basically, okay. So initially for freestyle,
Yeah, so they weigh in for freestyle the day before, and then as they make it further into the championship rounds, they weigh in a second time to compete in those championship rounds and wrestle back rounds.
wow, that's pretty tough. That's a lot. That's a lot of weighing in. So not only now that you can pig out afterwards and jump up 5-6 pounds, and then wrestle throughout, and then before you know it, you're 10 pounds heavier. So there's a bunch of weigh-ins that go on throughout. That makes it even tougher, which is fair though.
Yeah, just today we saw that there was 7 wrestlers who didn't show up for weigh-ins, not from other states who couldn't make weight, and then another 6 wrestlers who missed weights in an attempt to make it. So it is a tough tournament, and it is a challenge going through these later rounds and having to weigh in multiple times. But our Rhode Island wrestlers are right on point with weighing in. get themselves ready and prepared to wrestle and compete every day.
Excellent. Excellent. So these guys got to do what they got to do tomorrow. What time's the day start for you guys tomorrow?
The girls' session starts at 8.
Okay. And what time is it over there for you guys right now? Is it 9:30?
Yeah,
Yep.
9.
Nice. So we're kind of right on point where the show would normally be. It's starting to rain out here, so I'm just going to, the rainbow's going on. Again, Bullhead City, Arizona, hardly gets any rain, except for when I'm here. I brought it from Rhode Island. As you know, it's been raining in Rhode Island for a month, and that's where it came from. But let me just take a quick commercial break. I'm going to run inside and then cap this thing up, and then we'll be right back. This is Tommy Lynch with Snapdown Wrestling. Guys, hang in there for about 5 more minutes, 9:30, and then we'll be on to the races for tomorrow and following tomorrow's action. We'll talk a little bit about that. Again, it's Tommy Lynch with Snapdown Wrestling. We'll be right back. All right, so we are back. I am inside, out of the rain now, safe and sound, and going to wrap up this segment of Snapdown Wrestling. Guys, just great to have you. Thank you for taking the time. I know you had a busy week, a busy schedule, and really appreciate the time that you took to come and join us and talk about the wrestling. Sean, can't hear you right now. Go ahead, Sean. All right, hold on. We got to wait because, again, coming back from commercial, everybody's muted. So make sure you're unmuted.
The boys are in the backstage. If you give them a couple minutes just to chat, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. If we could bring the guys out, that'd be great.
What's up, Coach? How are you?
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm good. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you too.
Hayden, good tournament. Congratulations once again. You were on our show 2 weeks ago, and talking about your state championship run and all that, and moving on. You guys are the top place winners with the most wins, along with Gabriel for the tournament. Let's talk about that. Give your name and what you've done, what it's taken to get there, and how you feel, starting with Hayden Myers.
So we train every day from at least 5 to 8, and we had a camp right before Fargo, only freestyle, Greco, and judo. And that was like almost 2 weeks long, and we trained basically from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we had no breaks in between. So just to get us used to freestyle and Greco, because we've only been training it since after Virginia Beach, which was like maybe 2 months ago. So trying to adapt from folk style to freestyle and Greco with the different rules was tough. But obviously we were able to get a few wins, and even Gabe was able to place. So, but it's still all our first years doing the sport, and this was a learning tournament.
Right. Well said. For first year doing the style, it's remarkable. You trained many hours for 2 weeks, but this is actually a style that takes many years to really master. And you guys have a great foundation to build from. Keep going. Just keep going. Just absolutely amazing what you guys were able to do with that. And keep working that arch, that full arch throw, because those 5-point throws, that's where it's at, lock an arm and 5-point throw. But you guys are getting the turns, you're getting the takedowns, you're getting the 4-point throws, you're putting people to the back, you're rolling through, you're getting the two, which is again where it's at. So nice job and well said, Hayden. Next in the middle.
Peyton Ellis, freshman from Coventry, and basically,
yeah, everybody knows who you are, Peyton. Everybody knows who you are, but we just going to do it as a formality to just give your name. But again, really great, and congratulations on the season and moving forward. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay. So meet Hayden. I work with him a lot. We've been doing camp for the past 2 weeks and practice 5 to 8 every day. And stuff, but I had a lot of fun at Fargo. It was my first freestyle tournament, and I love freestyle. I had so much fun, and I'm really excited to wrestle freestyle in the future because it was just it was a good learning experience, and I'm excited to get better at it.
Nice job, well done, and congratulations. And it's not as hard as people would think. Transferring from Greco freestyle back to folk style or collegiate style with the locking hands. Just, for some reason, you're just able to separate. And a lot of wrestlers that I talk to don't want to do it because they're afraid of the locking hands is going to stick with them, and it just doesn't. So any of you out there say, I don't want to do Greco or freestyle because of locking hands, please don't have that fear. You're just able to kind of switch gears when it's high school season and when it's freestyle Greco season. You're able to make those adjustments. And Peyton, you're no stranger to this show. You've been on here before. Again, congratulations on a great year, great season, and continuing the season and being there at Fargo and for your first freestyle tournament. It's a lot of guts to be able to go on that stage and be able to win matches. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Our third wrestler that we have on the panel tonight. I don't think you've ever been on Snapdown.
No, I haven't. My name's Stone Farnsworth. I'm a freshman from Situate. And I haven't been wrestling as long as these other two boys, so I'm really happy that I'm able to work with them and get better with them. This was only my second freestyle tournament, my third freestyle tournament in general. And I like them. I'm not super used to it yet, so I'm really excited we got to go to the tournament, experience all these really good wrestlers. Even losing will help us get better in that kind of way. So next year we can all.
For sure. Well, again, just keep going. Are you wrestling free Greco as well?
Yeah.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. It warms my heart. So great to see the sport going in the direction that it's going, and to have great wrestlers and athletes like yourselves forefronting the sport and where it's going. So I appreciate you. You're a true role model for the sport, and just keep going. Thanks for taking the time. I know you guys need to get your rest, so I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you so much for coming on Snapdown Wrestling. We really appreciate you, and thank you, coaches, as well, for coming on. Sean, my man, love you, brother. Come down to wrestling at Cranston West at least once next season. Can I get you into as the alumni? Because we talk about you all the time. I'll take that as a yes. So, guys, thanks again. Thank you, Coach.
Hey, we gotta really
Okay.
collaborate more, Tommy. Everybody's gotta collaborate more.
I agree. Communication is going to be key and is key. So, I love you guys. Thank you, Sean, and
Thank you for having us.
Coach
Thank you
Murray,
for having us.
Coach
Good night,
Matt,
everyone.
and Serge. Thank you. Yeah, have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Again, this is Lynch with Snap Wrestling, powered by Fans Only Sports Network. Have a great night, everybody, and be safe from
Thank you.
Bullhead City, Arizona. This is Tommy Lynch. We'll see you soon.